Hello. Figured I'd hop on because I'm starting to figure out how to delete an escrow account or limit a buy order. And so that's kind of what I've been struggling through, but I'm going to show you how I did it. And so I just canceled an order on Alpha Arcade. And this was for the order that we created in the last video. I copied the transaction ID into Laura yeah, let's see, where is it? You can see it here. And it looks like it is an application call with a bunch of other transactions within some inner transactions. So what I also did was went into ChatGPT and this Algorand GPT um, model context protocol. And so essentially what this is doing is it's grabbing data from different block explorers on Algorand and resources like AlgoKit and LoRa to get you information in a more digestible manner. So I just went into here and said, can you analyze this transaction? And then pasted the transaction in to Laura. So here it says transaction type, it's an application call, confirmed in block, application ID, we're going to need that. On completion, delete application. Fee, 1,000 micro algos, foreign application call, and foreign assets. Okay, so that is helpful for sure. So there's 4 total internet transactions. You can see that here. All happen at once. There's an asset transfer. Looks like that's USDC. Um, that might be the fee. I don't know, going to a different account. That's here. Looks like closeout remainder 2. Oh, I think this is my account. So it is um, sending USDC back to my account. Um, because this makes sense. So this is the remaining out USDC that I put in that escrow account. Because I'm taking it out, I can take out all that money, and that's the amount that I bet. So that makes a ton of sense. Um, and then asset transfer, it looks like send algo back. That is from the box storage on the chain, I believe. So yeah, transactions delete app call to app ID 929, likely performing cleanup, closes out 3 ASA holdings, the yes no asset, and then the USDC. Sends the remaining balance back to the app creator. That's for the storage, I believe. And then it groups these transactions and then into a group transaction. An atomic, it all happens at once. And then okay, so I figured it out after a lot of trial and error and a lot more errors than trial, but we figured it out. And so I am going to run through this code that deletes an escrow buy order. So we have our cancel bet function with a escrow app ID parameter and market app ID parameter. And so this is the typical setup. We get our Algorand client from mainnet, get the sender address, the private key, and the signer from the private key. And so here we are making 2 app clients with these app clients are essentially clients that enable us to easily call those methods in those smart contracts. And so in the app client class, we have to pass in app client parameters. And so the first one is app spec, and this is a JSON. This is an application specification from a JSON. And this JSON is from, what's this? This JSON is created when you deploy the app or compile the smart contract. And this app spec JSON is created when you compile your smart contract. And so this is a bunch of data, kind of the global state, local state, some box storage for key values. And so here we have the methods in that contract. and you can see the method name and the arguments. So we pass in this client to this app spec to the client. And this client, it can be used to call those different methods in that smart contract. And so we have the app escrow client and the market app client. And this has a different app spec because it's a different smart contract application. So we have two clients, the app escrow and the market app client. So we're going to, similar to last time, we're going to create an atomic transaction composer, and we are going to add two transactions into this atomic transaction. The first one is we're going to use the escrow app client, and we're going to create a delete transaction to delete that escrow account, really. And so we pass in the app client method call parameters. This is the name of the method in the smart contract. We are going to put in a fee of 0.004 algo, and this is to cover the inner transactions. So there's 4 inner transactions in this delete call to send all of your assets back to your account, and then I believe it's to sign the other one, sign that outer transaction. And so we are going to delete that escrow account, and then we are going to register that escrow deletion with that market app client. So we add that delete escrow transaction to the atomic transaction, and then we create the another transaction to add to the atomic transaction. And this one is the register escrow delete. And this comes from the market app client. So we have like a market app client, and then almost below it, we have an escrow app client to handle the escrow account. And so we're deleting that escrow account, and then we're going to register that delete with the market app. And so this is register escrow delete. Takes in one argument, and that is the sender address. So I will kind of show you in the market app spec. So this is in the app spec JSON that is created when you compile your smart contract, and you can see that has one argument. It's a type of address, and the name is algo receiver. And so that's where we send the argument. Has a couple of foreign asset references that we want to include. And then this is the foreign app reference that we include in the kind of the parent almost transaction. So it can reference this application and make sure that this was deleted. So then we add that transaction to the atomic transaction. So we have two transactions in that atomic transaction composer, the one to delete the escrow account, and then the one to register that deletion with the market client. So I have currently one order in the open order in Alpha Arcade. And so we are going to go in, and I just created that with created this order with this create bet function. And so I am going to now try to cancel this. So this is the escrow ID. I am going to copy that into the parameter escrow ID parameter for the cancel bet. And this is app. Okay. And this is the same market ID for the Russia-Ukraine ceasefire. Let's run this and see if it works. So we just run it. All right. So there weren't many print statements, but you can see it says success with 2 transaction IDs. And this is correct, right? Because we have a transaction ID for the delete, and then a transaction ID for the market app register escrow delete method. And it was confirmed in this block. So let's test and see if it went through. It takes a little bit to register in Alpha Arcade. I should probably include the QMarket API so that the Alpha Arcade backend can re-register that, but let's see. All right, no orders open. Perfect. So let's go into LoRa and take a look. Oh, that's because we're on testnet. We need to make sure we're on mainnet, and we go in, and okay, so this looks like it's an app call. This looks like it's the inner app call, because you can see Or this is. Okay, let's see what this other transaction is. Okay, yeah, this is the outer transaction. So we can see that this is the delete or the inner. I'm sorry. We can see that this is a delete application call. Um, so we have four inner transactions, and that is requires four fees, so 0.004. We see an app call, that's the delete, and then for that delete app call, we have a transfer back the remaining escrow USDC that we bet because it wasn't matched. We get that back. We transfer back the asset, the yes and no asset in case those were created. And then we get this storage feedback that we initially paid for that box storage. So we have the building blocks of the bot. We have the create bet, we have the cancel bet, we have I know my code is kind of a mess right now. I'm going to be cleaning it up. But anyway, we have the kind of the setup. And so like when we want to create a bet, when we want to cancel the bet. And so we have all the building blocks needed to get this to work and actually make bets and cancel bets based on the data we get from that API. And so my next video is going to be putting that all together and testing it out. So I am going to finish this main script so that I can run it, and I will notify you guys on which market that I'm going to try it first, and then you guys can I'll do a little review on how it went, and maybe tweak it after that and see if we can add anything that might make the bot better in terms of not losing as much money, hopefully. So yeah, I will also be cleaning up this code and putting it on GitHub so that it's available for anybody. I'm a proponent of open source software, so I'm hoping to make this kind of open source so that anybody can use these building blocks and contribute to Alpha Arcade and maybe add some liquidity. So thanks for listening. This was a struggle to try to get this canceled bet. It took a little while. I had to do a lot of trial and error, like I said. But that really, when you struggle a lot and then finally get it, it really feels good and is worth it. So yeah, thanks for listening. See you next time.